Okay, we are drawing a picture of a bowl with fruit in it for the Giving Tree book by Shel Silverstein. This is week 3 of the 10-week summer 2023 art and reading challenge. And our artwork is called Fruitful Art, inspired by Paul Cézanne's Basket of Apples. So it is early out here in the morning on Monday. So the birds are chirping and I'm ready to work. So we're going to start by making a big U shape for the bowl. It's going to be about halfway up our paper. And then we're going to connect that straight across. Now I'm seeing that mine is a little bit wobbly across here. So what I can do is just sort of go back over that to kind of smooth it out with my marker. Now you're going to be most likely drawing with pencil first. So later on when you use your marker, you might want to just go over that spot once or twice. Or maybe yours is nice and smooth. Or maybe you don't mind it a little wobbly. Or you can even it out with your pencil. Okay, then we're going to draw a line for our table line. So we're just going to go partway up through our bowl and just go across, skip over the ball, and then try to go across on the other side where it's about even. So Paul Cézanne made his basket of apples in 1895. Okay, then we're going to draw our banana curving up, over, and back down in. So about halfway across our bowl, maybe a little bit more than that. We're going to curve up. And then we're just going to come over. And then we're going to curve back down in. And Paul Cézanne was a post-impressionist painter. So he was painting his impression of what he saw. He wasn't worried about making it exactly like real life. And his impressionism was a bit more flatter looking than the impressionists before him. Very often you could see his brush strokes, you could see the direction in which he was painting. And that was on purpose. He didn't want it to look exactly like a real life photograph. And when an artist sets up objects in front of them, like a bowl of fruit or a vase with flowers, it's called creating a still life. Okay, and then over here, we're going to draw a circle for our apple. So this could be touching the banana. It could be floating up a little bit, like mine is. I think it just kind of depends on how it ends up. Doesn't have to be exactly like the picture that's next to it. And then the orange is next to that. So they could overlap a little bit. You might not see the whole circle, and that's okay. And it doesn't have to be perfectly circular, because let's face it, when have you seen an apple or an orange that was a perfect circle? Okay, so the apple has this little dip where the stem comes from, so maybe it's like drawing a letter V or drawing a bird flying far away. And then the stem comes out of that. Okay, and then the orange has that little stem, little circle, and then sort of like a zigzag going around it. Maybe it has a few dots. And then the pear is behind it. So we're going to curve up and then leave a little space and then curve back down in. And then in this opening here, we're going to just make a bump or a hill. And then a stem coming off of that if you have space. Maybe yours goes off the page. Okay, now on this one I kind of see my rest of my pear underneath. Maybe on this one I don't, but I'll show you how I did that. So I just finished a curve under here, and then I didn't want it to look like these were floating, so I just added in another green piece of fruit down here, and then another little reddish orange piece of fruit touching these other ones. Okay, and then I did my coloring. So I blended in some colors. I tried to use colors that were like next to each other, mostly on the color wheel. So some orange and yellow, some orange and red, some green and yellow, again some green and yellow here. In the fruit bowl I used some brown and yellow. The table might be kind of hard to see on the video. That was peach, and then a little bit of like orangey yellow underneath the ball to make a shadow, and then some light blue for my background wall. And I used the Twistables crayons. I've been kind of enjoying the smoothness of them on the just plain copy paper or printer paper. So, and on a nice hard table. So they kind of end up looking sort of like marker when I'm done with my coloring. So good luck with yours. I hope it turns out just fabulously for you, and have a wonderful summer. Yay, art!